Every tutorial about language models starts the same way. A prompt goes in, an answer comes out, a straight line, and for a demo, that works beautifully. But the moment you try to build something real, an assistant that searches, checks its own work, asks a person for approval, and then tries again, that straight line falls apart, because real work is not a straight line. Real work loops, it branches, it backtracks, it waits. A chain can only ever move forward. There is no going back, no choosing between paths, and no pausing to wait for anyone. This is the wall almost everyone hits in their first month of building agents. Over this series, we are going to get past that wall. We are going to stop thinking in chains and start thinking in graphs. Let us make that wall concrete. Here are 3 plain Python functions. One does research, one reviews the draft, one revises it, and here is the chain that calls them: research, then review, then revise. Read it from top to bottom and it looks completely reasonable. Now watch what happens when the review comes back and says the draft is not good enough. We want to go back. We want to run research again with what we just learned, but there is no back. The next line has already been written. Revise will run every single time whether the draft needed it or not. We cannot run review twice. We cannot stop here and wait for a human to approve something. The control flow is baked into the order of the lines, and the order of the lines never changes. That is the whole problem in one sentence. A chain is a one-way street. So let us rearrange. Take those same 3 functions and stop lining them up. Put them on a canvas instead and draw the connections yourself. Research points to review. Review points to revise. And now the one that was impossible before, revise points back to review. That is a cycle, and here it is completely legal. Nothing about the functions changed, only the shape did. But there is a second piece, and it matters just as much. In a chain, each function only sees whatever the previous one handed it. In a graph, there is one shared object that travels along every edge: the topic, the draft, the score. Every node reads it and every node can add to it. That is LangGraph, a framework for building applications as graphs. Functions become nodes, control flow becomes edges, and one shared state object gets passed between them. 3 ideas carry this entire library. First, state. This is what the graph knows: one object, defined upfront, visible to every node. And here is the part that surprises people. Nodes never modify the state directly. A node returns a small patch describing only what it changed, and LangGraph merges that patch in for you. Second, nodes. A node is a plain function. It takes the state, it does some work, and it returns a dictionary. There is no class to inherit from, and no decorator to remember. If you can write a Python function, you can write a node. Third, edges. An edge decides which node runs next. Some edges are fixed, all always goes to B. Others are conditional. You write a small function, it looks at the current state, and it picks the path at runtime. State, nodes, edges. That is the whole vocabulary. Everything else in this series is built on those 3 words. Let us build one. 2 imports. TypedDict from the standard library, and from LangGraph, stateGraph, plus the 2 special markers, start and end. Start is where every run begins, end is where a run finishes. Now, the state. We declare it as a TypedDict with 3 fields. A topic, which is a string, a draft, also a string, and a score, an integer. Be careful how you read this. It is not a container holding values. It is a schema. It describes the shape of the one object that every node in this graph will receive. Getting this right at the beginning saves you a lot of pain later. Because in a real agent, this is where the conversation history lives, and it needs a special kind of field to accumulate properly. That is called a reducer, and it is the entire subject of Chapter 2. For now, 3 simple fields is all we need. Now the work. Our first node is called research. Look at the signature. It takes the state, and it returns a dictionary. That is the only contract there is. Inside, it prints what it is doing, and then it hands back a draft. Our second node is review. Same shape. It takes the state, prints, and returns a score based on the length of the draft. Now notice what comes out of each function. From research, you get only the draft key. From review, only the score. Neither one touches the topic, and neither hands back the full state. each returns the piece it is responsible for, and LangGraph merges that in for them. This is why nodes stay small and easy to test. Every one of them is just a function you could call directly. Right now, though, these are two functions floating in space. Nothing connects them yet, and nothing runs. So let us connect them. We create a builder from StateGraph, and we hand it our state schema so it knows the shape of the object it will be passing around. Then we register each function as a node with a name. That name is how we will refer to it in the edges. Now the wiring. Watch the diagram as each line lands. From start, go to research. From research, go to review. From review, go to end. 3 lines, 3 arrows. The control flow that used to be buried in the order of your code is now something you can see and something you can point at. And finally, compile. Compile checks that the graph actually makes sense, that every node you referenced exists, and that nothing is stranded. Then it freezes the structure and hands you back something runnable. Builder time is over. This is now a compiled graph. Let us run it. We call invoke, and we pass in the starting state, just the topic. Everything else fills in as we go. Watch the state panel at the bottom because this is the part that makes the whole model click. The run begins at start and travels along the edge into research. That node prints and returns its patch. See it land. Only the draft row changes. The topic stays exactly as it was, and the score is still 0. Now we move on to review, which prints and returns a patch of its own. This time only the score row changes to 28. Then we reach end, and the run is over. So what does invoke give you back? The final state. Not the last node's return value, but the whole accumulated object with every patch merged in. Topic, draft, and score, all together. That is the thing you were carrying the entire time. Now the payoff. Everything so far a chain could have done. This is where that stops being true. We add a third node, revise, which lengthens the draft and counts the attempt. Then we write a routing function, called good enough. It is not a node, it does no work. It looks at the state and it returns a string, the name of where to go next. If the score is high enough or we have already tried 3 times, it returns done. Otherwise, it returns revise. We attach it with add conditional edges, and we add one more ordinary edge, from revise back to review. That back edge is exactly the arrow that was impossible in the chain. Now watch it run. Score 28, too low, revise. 47, revise. 66, revise. 85. Good enough, and the router sends us to end. Same state, same nodes. The path was decided while it was running. That loop is small, but the idea behind it is not. Once your control flow is a real structure, instead of a sequence of lines, you get things that are almost impossible to bolt on afterwards. You can save the graph mid-run and resume it tomorrow on a different machine. That is persistence. Chapter 6. You can pause at any node, hand the state to a person for approval, and continue where you left off. Human in the loop. Chapter 7. You can stream every step as it happens instead of waiting for a final answer. Chapter 8. And you can rewind to any earlier step and take a different branch. Time travel. Chapter 10. All of it comes from one decision. The state is a real object and the graph is a real structure. To follow along, install LangGraph with pip. Nothing in this chapter needed an API key. Next time we go deep on state, because the one field we skipped is what turns this into a real agent.